He's here. There she goes. That was my Tinder date. So may have gone to failure now, but the week did not fail. I had the intention to practice deep conversations. That is what I've been doing. And in this video I will share insights and reflections from 1 week of only focusing in on developing my deep conversational skills. Just imagine yourself being able to talk to anyone, anywhere. It aligns with so many of my goals. I want to meet a girl, I want to develop my career, I want to be able to connect with people because it just gives me so much in return. The fact of the matter is that this week really paid off. I feel the confidence within this area has skyrocketed. So let's dig into what actually happened this week and how I raised my confidence. First off, I set out with a clear strategy. I implemented a how-to guide for how to develop deep conversational skills put up by Improvement Pill, like an expert within social skills. It was all about 3 main categories. SLR. Sumo laughing ridiculously. That was my little made-up word to remember it. Those key points, it's the fundamental pillars in how to have a deep conversation. If we hit these points, then we're good. That's at least the experience I've come to have from implementing this framework this week. Sharing, that means being vulnerable, starting to expose yourself, then they will return that behavior, hopefully. And that also requires listening to what that person is saying deeply, honestly, genuinely, curiously listening, so you can relate and follow up with relevant questions or sharing more of your own in a similar context. You can attack it on different levels, but the overall framework, it's easy to remember, and that is enough in an initial starting point and working on the details later. But if we want to be able to practice this, that means we have to put ourselves in a context. So I clearly outlined a strategy this week for how not to fail myself, because if we don't decide to do this, if we don't have the proper motivation, if we don't outline a strategy that will work in the weak moments we for sure will have, then it will fall apart. That has been my reality after tons of weekly challenges that just had a poor structure from the beginning. So this time I set out with a clear idea for how to do this. I structured a conversation prioritization list, because I for sure was going to have 30 minutes of conversations each day, and the top was face-to-face conversations, then I had Skype conversations, and then I had over the phone conversations. So even though if I was just totally blasted after a long work day, I know I could always call a friend and talk for 30 minutes. That was the very minimum bar. If you want to develop, you need to put some goddamn effort and action into it, and I decided to do that, and that's why I pushed through this week and really did the work, and the result has come. I have built my social confidence within deep conversational skills. I've had some great moments thanks to this laser focus. Not only have I been talking to friends, I did manage to schedule a date. So I have a date in 11 minutes and I just got off work. Ooh, I'm stressed out. And yeah, it's not a girl I approached. It is a Tinder date. It's all I could. She seems super nice, and we'll just see how it works out. We have like spoken this much, but I'm excited about it. A bit stressed out. Now it's 10 minutes until deadline. Let's get going, Alex. Hey. This is cozy. We just ordered some tea. I went for the white cherry. It smells delicious. It's a bit of a stiff feeling so far, but I think I'm gonna ease up the tension. He's here. There she goes. Okay, we didn't really connect that much, but it was a really good situation to practice. It was a calm and relaxed conversation. I had time to think, conversational threading, listening, relating to what she was saying, and coming up with something of my own that I found was interesting. And she wasn't that easily spoken, so I had to really be strategic about it, still really being in the moment. Super good practice, interesting as heck. No real sparks flying, but I'm so glad and proud for doing that. For sure leveled up, and for sure boosted my self-esteem, because I did what I set out to do, and I was this close to cancel it because, well, I got up at 4:30 this morning, and yeah, total different story. Anyways, great evening. Don't drag it out, Alex, just quit. But so the big takeaway of the week is, if you decide you want to improve your deep conversational skills, this short, easy, holistic framework, sharing, listening, relating, will help you out if you are willing to put in the time and effort to practice this, because you won't get better at it if you don't practice. That's the only way it's going to happen. And then when you have been doing it for a while, you can look into the small details. You can start to fine tweak, because having a conversations, that means that you have to be in the conversation. You can't be up in your own head too much. It will be a cost of thinking actively about what you're doing, but you want it to be just a tiny bit. That's why you need a lot of practice to improve. You can't overthink. Balancing between being in the conversation and thinking about what you're going to say. Just decide to do it. Define a specific time period, implement this SLR framework, and then just go out there and practice. Face to face, Skype, phone, do whatever feels good for you initially. It's all about getting started. Implementing that habit that will make you continuously, daily practice improving in this area. It is totally worth it. Your life quality, your opportunities. With those words, I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna finish this little workout, and I will start planning next week's challenge. I'm actually turning 30 next week, and that is gonna mean some changes for the whole channel. Big adventure is about to begin. Thanks for watching.